We're Ashley and Jordan. In May of 2019, we left home to travel the world full-time. Our goal is to see as much of the world as possible through delicious food, breathtaking nature, and the different people and cultures that call this planet home. Feel free to subscribe and follow along as we keep going places. Our last video was part 1 of our Prague series, and in part 2, we explore Prague Castle and much more.
Good morning. So this is our third full day here in Prague, and it's our second day actually getting out and exploring all day. Today we are going to explore the Prague Castle. So the Prague Castle is a whole complex with a cathedral, a basilica, different various palaces, a hall, and in December, and I guess late November as well, there's also a Christmas market in here in the castle complex. Now the pricing works in, I guess, a couple different ways. You can buy tickets to individual exhibitions like the Crown Jewels, or you can buy what's known as circuits like Circuit A or Circuit B. You get more with Circuit A. I believe it's 350 Czech coronas. We're going to do Circuit A, which includes a lot of the buildings, so we can experience more of what the castle complex has to offer here. Also, the complex itself opens at 6 a.m. So if you want to come here before all the crowds get here, I'd say anywhere between 6 to 8:30 in the morning, you can come up here and explore the castle grounds. But the buildings, the church, the various streets that you might want to walk, like Golden Street, which we'll experience in just a few minutes, those don't open till 9 a.m. and you have to have tickets to get into each of those various attractions or exhibitions. We're here about 8:30 a.m. and we already saw the big tour buses starting to come in with the big crowds. So definitely get here before 9 a.m. I would say, if you want to experience the castle with fewer crowds. So let's get going.
Y'all ever get a smell, a random smell, and you're like, ooh, very specific place. I got a smell just now and I don't know what from, and I was like, the canteen at summer camp when I was in like 3rd grade. Isn't that amazing how our brains work? It just came over me. Nostalgia. That's all. Bye. Okay, so after a little bit of back and forth, trying to get tickets, cash only, we've got some tickets. We are doing what's called Circuit A. It was 350 crowns and it includes several different things throughout the premises. The first that we are going to be doing is Golden Lane, which I am standing in right now. It's called Golden Lane, sometimes called Goldsmiths Lane, because back in the 1500s, this is where all the goldsmiths lived. It's adorable. We came here early hoping to explore it with no people, but you have to have a ticket to get into it. But it's full of colorful, charming, old school houses, perfect for an Insta-op. And we're gonna go walk around and explore before we head on to the rest of the castle grounds. Something I've noticed right off the bat is how short everyone must have been, or hunched over, because all the doorways and all the ceilings are low. Watch your head. Some of the homes, they tell you about the people who lived and worked there and some of their stories, which is really cool. So the one behind me is the home of Madame de Thebes, I believe, a bit of an eccentric and a fortune teller who's apparently quite good, and people came from all around to get their fortunes read from her. bad juju.
Okay, we just left Golden Lane, and right at the exit there's this tower called DALIBORKA Tower, and it was a prisoner's tower, and when you walk in it looks something like a torture chamber. It's got some really bad juju in here, but yeah, it's kind of creepy. I think we're gonna go and head to the cathedral next.
Are these gingerbread? Yes. Okay, what flavors are
There's apricot jam and there is, I'm not sure, strawberry or raspberry.
Okay, cool. We have an apricot and then one of the cherry wine and one of the almond wine. Which one?
Any of them is
Whichever one looks best. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so we stopped at a cute little Christmas market stall for a little treat. We needed a breather. And they have Medovina there in several flavors, which I hadn't seen yet. So we have an almond one for Jordan and a cherry one for me. And then we got some gingerbread because that's pretty traditional here at Christmas time. So I got a gingerbread and apricot like cookie sandwich. And I'm very excited to try that. It sounds delicious. So we're just gonna enjoy these. Cheers. Na zdrowie, I think. Na zdrowie. Smells really good, nice and gingerbready. I wasn't the biggest fan of the gingerbread we had in Grasmere, which was probably the last time I had gingerbread, so I'm hoping for a little redemption. I'm really hoping this is like soft and chewy. We'll find out. Yeah, it's nice. It's like a biscuity cookie. Or for like British people, it's a biscuit. Biscuit sandwich. Is that what you would call it? It's delicious. I really like the fruit with it. It's nice. You want to try?
This gingerbread is actually really good. I like it a lot. I like it a lot more than the Grasmere gingerbread. It's more like a traditional gingerbread cookie that you would think of. Also, the Medovina is really, really good. We mentioned this in Bratislava, Slovakia, that Medovina is, I believe, a brand of mead or honey wine, and it's a hot honey wine. It's really, really delicious. Both of these are traditional Czech type of foods during Christmas time, so I'm glad we're getting to try them here. That Medovina and gingerbread was so good. I think it was just what we needed to warm up and really relax here. Now we're getting ready to go into the St. Vitus Cathedral. It is the main Gothic cathedral that sits in the center of Prague Castle, and from a distance you can definitely notice it. And most of the time people actually mistake the castle for the cathedral. It's actually a cathedral inside the castle. So we're gonna go inside of that. And also we're gonna be able to video and photograph inside because we got a photo license, which you can buy here, and it's 50 Czech crowns in addition to your normal ticket if you wanna be able to video and photograph inside of any of the main buildings here. So we're gonna go check that out right now. So we just got through touring the inside of the cathedral. And the cathedral itself is beautiful. It's a 14th century Gothic cathedral. And the interior, the exterior, everything about it is just so gorgeous. But I'm a little bit frustrated, maybe a lot of it frustrated, because it was a frustrating experience. It wasn't as peaceful as I would have hoped inside the cathedral. So come to find out, to get into the very front of the cathedral, like at the entrance, you don't need a ticket. And so we walk in, and there are just crowds and crowds of people. It's very packed. It's hard to even walk through. You do need a ticket to go in and walk through the whole cathedral, though, which we did. So we finally got in line, walked through, and the second unfortunate thing that kind of really took away from the experience is they let in a bunch of the large tour groups. This crowd, there's so many people. So there were probably 10 tour groups in there of 20 to 30 people. So you can imagine that's just 200 to 300 people of just tour groups. And we saw them coming in when we got to the castle complex on the big buses. So if you get here early, when everything opens at 9 a.m., you're really going to have to pick and choose what you want to go see, because the tour groups are going to go to any of the locations. We went to the Golden Lane. It was fairly empty. I imagine everybody went to the cathedral. So just know that if you really want to get that experience inside the cathedral uninterrupted, probably go right at 9 a.m., then go explore other areas of the castle. But anywho, not the experience I hoped for. The cathedral itself is very beautiful. I think we're going to chill for a second and then go see what to explore next. Okay, we just finished going through the story of Prague Castle. It's one of the permanent exhibitions that they have here. You're not allowed to film or take photos inside, so we didn't do that. But now we're going to head to St. George's Basilica.
So St. George's Basilica, which is just behind me, is the oldest building here on the castle grounds and was built between 920 and 970, I believe. And we are ready to go check it out.
Okay, we just got done exploring the old royal palace and the interior there, and architecture was beautiful inside. This place, the whole castle complex has gotten noticeably more busy and crowded. It's not as enjoyable anymore as it was earlier this morning. So we're gonna get out of here, go head somewhere else where we can play a little bit, have some fun.
Alright, so we are back across the river on the old town side of things, and we are standing in front of Prague's City Hall. And you may wonder why. There's no like special tours or cool artifacts. A little birdie told us about a really fun ride. Okay, we are in front of a Paternoster lift, a continuous elevator. It does not stop, it does not slow down. It can take about 2 people at a time and makes a loop going both directions all day. You can ride it to the top or to the bottom and back around again. It's kind of scary and kind of fun, and there's really not that many people. I can't believe more people don't come, but it's fun.
Seriously, this is just what we needed. It is so much fun. So the elevator, when it gets to the top and bottom, it actually moves sideways and then continues going for a full loop. So we're both gonna get on and we're gonna do the full loop.
Here we go.
3rd floor.
You're out of service until it moves you back?
Yeah.
Or no,
That was fun.
It's a continuous loop.
Right.
Okay, are we getting off?
Let's get off on the next one.
Okay. That makes more sense than stand now. I thought it was 2 going like this. But it's not, it's 1 making.
That was so much fun.
Okay, we're done playing now. We're gonna go to Cafe Savoy for some fruit dumplings. Okay, so we just had an excellent lunch here at Cafe Savoy, which is just honestly an exquisite place to have lunch. I love these cafes like in Vienna and here in Prague where everything feels very elevated. It's beautiful and the service is excellent and the food is excellent. So we ordered some tea and coffee, which were great. And then Jordan got the traditional Czech fruit dumplings, and then I got a dish of potatoes with dill sauce. Both were so good, but the star of the show was by far and away those fruit dumplings. They are seasonal, the fruit inside changes depending. And today we had prune, which sounds like but no, it was so good. It's like thick, I think potato type dumplings, real thick, fluffy. Inside is like prune and sugar and some kind of delicious soft mixture. And they're sitting on a bed of sauce. And then on the side, they give you all these little accompaniments, and you can, the waiter was like, dress it however you want. It's everybody's personal taste, how they like it. So they gave you poppy seeds, melted butter, and sugar. And you can put whichever one you like on top best. I like to put the poppy seeds because I think it gives it a little savory element to cut all the sweetness from the fruit. I think Jordan just kind of liked them plain. And then on top of all of it is that farmer's cheese that you find on all the kolaches. Anyway, so delicious. The service here really was great. I have to give them a shout out because even when they accidentally got my order wrong, they replaced it super fast and offered us a free drink and the whole thing. So A+ to Café Savoy. The plan now is to walk over to the island of KAMPA. It doesn't really feel like an island. It's just a very small little stream that we're gonna check out. It's supposed to be a really cute place to walk around. So let's go do that.
There's a new day that will come again tomorrow. There's a new day to wash away the pain. There's a new day to take away.
Okay, we've made it here on KAMPA Island, and the atmosphere is so much different than the old town or the castle in Prague. It's way more peaceful and just laid back. And the KAMPA Island is actually a man-made island. So the main river that goes through, which the Charles Bridge goes over, I think it's the Vltava River, is on one side of the island. And then people actually, I believe back in the 12th century, built a stream called Strolled going through one side of the island, which creates this man-made island, KAMPA Island. And the stream, it's called Strolled. It means the Devil's Stream, which I'm not really sure why it's called the Devil's Stream, but they built it to power the mills that are all along the stream. So I'm standing here next to one, and I have been dying to see one of these for so long. So it's really cool. I'm fascinated by these things. And there's quite a few of these on the stream. So we're just gonna keep walking, explore the neighborhood, and see what we find on KAMPA Island.
This is KAMPA Park. It's a beautiful stroll, highly recommend. As you might imagine, in the warmer months, summer and spring, it's extremely popular for, picnicking, hanging out, bringing your dogs. Lucky for us, there are quite a few doggos here right now, so we like to take them in and watch them as if they were our own because we miss our own. Ladybug, love you. We're near the Museum of Modern Art. And not to poo-poo somebody else's art, but I don't know how I feel about this piece. It makes me a little uncomfortable. Are they babies? Are they humans? What happened to their face? I don't know. It's interesting. It makes you think. And I think that's the point of art. There's a seagull over there trying so hard to sit down on top of the waterfall. So he'd fly and sit and whoop, and fly and sit and whoop. Dumb. Okay, so we are here at the John Lennon Wall, which is probably most famous for being like a great spot to take a picture and kind of a place where you can openly graffiti and do street art. But the history of it's kind of neat. The wall itself has been here since like the 1200s. But starting in the 1960s, different messages against the communist regime started appearing on the wall. And then in the 1980s, John Lennon, like his face and different messages about him began appearing on the wall as a symbol of freedom against the communist regime at the time of Czechoslovakia. So apparently, interestingly, last month, November of 2019, was the 30th anniversary of the fall of communism here. And to celebrate, they made this wall, the John Lennon Wall, like an official memorial place for that time when Czechoslovakia became Czech Republic and Slovakia. So it's actually got some interesting history to it, and it's more than just a place to take a pretty picture, which it's that too, but yeah, it's kind of neat to know the history of it. Just around the corner from the John Lennon Wall is this little pub called Local, and we are going to grab some Czech beer and some fried cheese, both of which obviously are local and traditional and sound delicious on a cold day. Had a very chill time at the local pub, literally called Local. We highly recommend. Service was great, beer was great, the fried cheese was like fine. It's not special. Like if you are really into mozzarella sticks, you might like it because it's basically like a slab of cheese that's very mozzarella-like. Don't know what it is. And then breaded and fried. It was lovely. It goes great with beer. It's served with tartar sauce if you're into that, but overall I'd say it was like fine. The beers were great. Now we have one little stop left of the day.
So we wrapped up our time on KAMPA Island and we made our way just slightly outside the island to the narrowest street in Prague. This thing is tiny. It's a one-way. They had to put in little pedestrian walking signs just so you can walk down it. And when you walk through, there's basically a restaurant at the end of it. There's nothing else. It's a dead end. And then you have to wait to go back up. But yeah, it's pretty neat. If you're here, come check it out. That's also going to wrap up our time here in Prague and the Czech Republic. It was a little bittersweet, I guess. It had its ups and downs. There are a ton of challenges here in Prague. I think it is in the peak or on the verge of over-tourism. So if you come here, do a little research on how to be a good traveler. There's a lot of things you could do wrong and probably upset a lot of locals. So yeah, do some research, be a good traveler, and come enjoy this beautiful city. There are a ton of amazing things here and so much history, and enjoy all the delicious Czech food. Thank you for filming me walking. It's so thoughtful of you. I just want to be remembered in videos.
Since the fall of the Czechoslovakian communist regime. Hold on. Oh, I gotta pee, this is hard. I always have to pee. Okay. Let me.
We did the John Lennon.
Hold on, I got
it. Tiny bladders.
drawn and painted on the wall as a symbol of peace. And then apparently I can't be still. They're gonna see me bouncing.
Take 3.
Pictures of John John Lennon began to appear on the wall as sort of a symbol for peace and freedom. And then apparently I literally can't. It's not funny. It's not funny. Please don't, that's not in them. So it's actually got some interesting history to it, and it's more than just a place to take a pretty picture, which it's that too, but yeah, it's kind of neat to know the history of it. Did I do it?
You did so good, boo.
Y'all are gonna see all these bloopers of me having to go to the bathroom and be like, what is wrong with her? I just have a really small bladder. Now we have one little stop left of the day. Get it? Do you get it? I made a yoke.
Okay, we made our way to the narrowest alley. This is a street. I'll redo it.